Good morning, everybody, and welcome in on this Monday morning. Back to work Monday, right? Good to be back in the hacienda, the house this morning. By the way, I'm Dan Gresham. This is Gresham Live from the house, The at-home update is what we've been calling this for, a couple of years now that we've been doing these during the pandemic. And it's just a good way to stay in touch and at the same time be able to talk about what's going on. Bear with me for a moment as I back this camera up just a hair so that we can talk without me having to, you see who's the camera guy, the director. It's me. I'm doing it all this morning, so bear with me as we do that. But anyway, it's good to be back. We got a lot going on. Hope you enjoyed your weekend. How good did it feel yesterday afternoon? I know a lot of people are going to go, well, it was just too cold. I don't like cold weather. I'm with you on that. But here's the thing. If you've lived here for any period of time, you know as well as I do that the problem is it's not going to be February very long. And then by the time you get to March, then it's April. And by April, who knows? In April, you can already be feeling the heat waves coming at you. So I'm going to savor the flavor. I'm going to enjoy these cold days as much as I can, especially days that, a jacket in the morning and short sleeves in the afternoon. To me, and I look forward to hearing from you, but to me, it's just about the perfect temperature spread when you're talking like, I don't know, upper 30s to maybe low 60s. It's pretty nice because we'll have plenty of heat. You know that. Plenty of heat before very long. Do remind you, too, this is a Facebook Live post and a YouTube channel post. So you can post your comments right here. It's not a problem. All you have to do is, again, let me move that down just a hair. All you have to do is jump on the bottom, post up the comment, whatever you have going on in your head this morning that you want to talk about. If you want to debate perfect temperature spreads, that's okay with me. In fact, let's see who's up this morning, who's checking in. Kimbro is up this morning. Hi, Kim. Let me get rid of this so that we can see that Kim is here. There you go. Morning, sunshine. Good morning to you. Barbara Loud. Hello, Dan. I'm missing you each morning. Watch for years, but we moved to Pittsburgh, Texas. Take care. Pittsburgh. I know where Pittsburgh is. You know why, Barbara? Because I grew up in Longview, Texas, which is not far from Pittsburgh. In fact, my dad was a manager for an insurance company, and Pittsburgh was among the cities that he went to on a regular basis. Hi, David Peru says, good morning from Devers, ready for springtime. Well, David felt like spring yesterday afternoon. Hi, Cynthia. Hope you're doing well this morning. It's good to see you. Erica Jones is up this morning. Ms. Lackey is here. She says, now these hands, hello, a wave, hello, or a Sikkim Bears. I'm not sure that we should be talking about Sikkim Bears, Sheila, after the weekend and what happened against the Kansas Jayhawks, and that I had to hear about it first thing this morning from the Jayhawk who shares the news desk with me. It was hard. But, I can always go back to football. Whenever he starts harping on it, I just go back to football. Sheila, hope all's well with you. Hi, William Benacourt. Nice to have you with us from Puerto Rico. And yeah, the windows are definitely, it's a windows down day. That's what we used to call it on talk radio. I'd always say, okay, heads up, it's a windows down drive home in the afternoon because I did afternoon drive. And it's one of those days, too, that, I didn't burn all the firewood that I brought up. I always feel bad. It's like I need to burn every stick. But it just maybe tonight. Maybe it'll cool enough tonight that we can do that. Luis Gutierrez or Gonzalez says, let's talk about getting the homeless out of the streets of Port Arthur. Luis, I don't think it's a problem just in Port Arthur. I think this is a problem that we're facing all over this country. What do you do with the people who are homeless? And you can say, oh, well, we're going to build shelters and we're going to have nice. You can build all the shelters you want. You ask the people who are working the streets, no matter how many of those you build, there are always going to be those who don't want to go. So where do they go? Where do they stay? Do they stay in a designated area and you say there's a tent city here? People don't like that. If you say they can't stay there, where are they going to go? They're going to be somewhere. Everyone's got to be somewhere. And I'm just not sure that what the answer is. And apparently, I mean, this is a struggle that's been going on for quite some time. In the city of Beaumont, we're talking a lot about the idea of no panhandling at intersections, that businesses are putting up these signs, don't give these people money. They've done the same thing in the city of Houston. And they said, if you want to give money to the charities that work with the homeless. And there are advocates who would say that, well, that's all well and fine, but that's not the cure-all either. Lewis follows up by saying they have a great plan in Fort Worth, the city hiring the homeless to clean the city. I need to read some more about that. I do want to know more. But this is, again, a problem that is not just one city's problem. This is a country's problem. What do you do with the homeless? What do we do with people that have no place to go and don't want to be anyplace else? Going to ask you to do me a favor. Give us a thumbs up if you enjoy what we do. We'll try to get back to a regular basis. I've been going through, if you've watched the morning show, it's me and Chad. I'm brokenhearted. Jillian Fertig is gone. Nobody hates that more than I do. 4.5 years together. But Jillian has decided to go in another direction, away from television news, which I think she was very good at. She was a very good co-worker. But we have also lost others. Some you see, some you don't see behind the scenes. So it's kind of create a little bit more workload for Dan and others. So I haven't been coming home. I've been worn out by the time I get home. I'm like, I'm not doing the, but I'm going to make the effort to start doing this again on a regular basis. All right. If you want it. If you don't want it, I'll know, because nobody will be here watching it. And, if you don't get any looks or likes, why do it? All right, so let's get to it. Let's find out what's going on this morning as far as headlines across Southeast Texas. We'll start at KFDM.com. Very sad story. A family in Port Arthur this morning mourning the loss of their 18-year-old. Jordan Reed accidentally shot and killed by another juvenile playing with a firearm. How many times have we heard this story? Every time, it's as sad as the first time that you hear it. So firearm safety is going to be something that you're going to hear discussions about, and something that, wouldn't you say that's something that we should be discussing? If you're going to own guns, shouldn't that be one of the first things that, you talk about? Whether, even if you own guns by yourself, maybe you need to be reminding yourself, of how to properly take care of that weapon, and what to do with it. And same thing is true certainly when you're talking about families. And that is the point being made by Jefferson County Commissioner, who says, hey, I have guns of my own. This is Michael Senegal, by the way, in Port Arthur. Says, I have guns of my own. But, I want people to preach gun safety if they're going to own them. Also this morning, we're talking about the weather, because it is cold outside, and it's not something that in the tropics we deal with every day. But what a great forecast. Look at that. I mean, it doesn't get much better than that. You're talking about 70s until another cold front comes through. And then on Sunday, the high is 63. Doesn't get any worse than that. I'm making plans. I might have a vacation week I need to use. Also to the Houston Chronicle this morning. Have you been to the grocery store? I'm sure you have. Have you noticed anything missing? We had this discussion amongst ourselves this morning at work, and we were talking about, going shopping and not being able to find all the things that you normally find. I don't care which grocery store you go to. There's a good chance that you're finding holes in the shelves. Maybe it's for a specific product, but a lot of this is being pointed at the global supply chain, because it's a trickle-down thing. You say, well, I don't get my potato chips, from overseas. This is something, yeah, but the demand for truckers and the demand for shipping is so pervasive, it's everywhere. So that's a big part of how do you get, and of course we have all the pandemic issues that have come into play too. When you had, manufacturers who can't find workers, that shut down their manufacturing process. Then they have to restart. It is a chain reaction, and it's not just supply chain. There are a lot of different steps in between there. But again, if you read the story, it looks like this supply chain disruption is not going anyplace anytime soon. In fact, the Philip Levy, the chief economist at Flexport, a freight forwarding company, says that he doesn't see this ending before the year is out. So might want to keep that in mind. Also, latest statistics from across the state of Texas when it comes to COVID-19. Have we peaked? Are we now on the downside of this? Are we going to slide down as quickly as we went up? It looks that way. Hospitalizations are down. Average new cases are down. Unfortunately, deaths are up. And look at the vaccination rate for the state of Texas. Fully vaccinated, almost 60%. Almost 60%. 68, almost 70% have received at least one dose. At least one dose. Let me tell you what the newest thing is statistically. Everyone has doubted and talked about how accurate are these numbers. Statistically speaking, how accurate are the numbers when we talk about new cases? Well, it just got a lot muddier because now you have home test kits, right? Which is a good thing, which is something that a lot of people would say we probably should have had from the beginning. An inexpensive way to test yourself at home. And then you take whatever action you can take, whatever appropriate action you can take. But until we get to that point where you have cheap, affordable, available testing, no matter what the virus is, isn't that going to be an uphill battle? But now that we have them, here's the catch-22 of that, is the fact that these are not reported to the state. If you take one of those tests that you got from the federal government simply by signing up, and they sent every home 2 tests, and you use one of those, and it comes up positive, you're not going to go, I'm going to call the state and let them know. It doesn't go into that database. So because of that, it's going to get murkier in as far as statistics go to know exactly how many. But on the whole, and this model seems to indicate it's going the same way that South Africa and many other countries have gone with the Omicron. Steep up, right? You peak, and it's a pretty steep decline. And we're going to hope that's the case. And you're going to be reading stories about other variants. This Omicron will not be the end. It's not going to be the last variant you hear about. Hopefully these other variants, though, don't have the kind of punch that, say, Delta did. And if that's the case, then we may, there are people who suggest it may be the beginning of the end. But we've heard that story before. After Delta, many people thought that was the beginning of the end. And here comes another variant. So we'll see where that goes, but we'll keep an eye on it. Again, the numbers certainly suggest things are going the right direction. Pamela Seastruck says, third world country here in Austin, Texas, boil water notice again. Need to get in line for a couple of cases of drinking water. So tired of problems with our water supply. We pay our taxes. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about, Pamela. And the problem with the boil water notice is, you think, it doesn't pertain to this or it doesn't. But, when you start talking about brushing your teeth, and somebody tells you that the water supply can't be used, we would, when that happened here, I know what we did. We did big pots of water and, but no, it's not comfortable. And I'm sorry it's that way. And is this what we're talking about when we talk about infrastructure? Not just federal infrastructure, but cities and counties and all the work that has to be done? Okay. I'm going to end real quick because I got to get out of here this morning. I have a couple of things that errands that I have to take care of, and I know you probably got things to do too. This happened some time back, but I never got a chance to say congratulations to my friends, and I wanted to do that. If you didn't see it, Texas Monthly is buying Texas Country Reporter, which I think is one of the best fits ever. That that's the way it's going. They have chosen, and I agree with them, they are the National Magazine of Texas, that they are buying Texas Country Reporter. There's Kelly and Bob. And I've had the pleasure of knowing Bob Phillips since about 1977. And I think most of you know Kelly and I. Kelly was my co-anchor for more than 5 years on the morning show. So we became fast friends. And I just, again, just want to take a second. If you haven't seen the story, I think it's a great story. What a great fit to tell the stories of Texas and Texas Monthly. And they pick up the mantle, and it works. It's a win-win. It's a win for Bob and Kelly. It's a win for Phillips Productions, which Bob founded so many years ago. It's a win for those who enjoy seeing good stories about Texas people. It's my understanding, and I have talked to Kelly a little bit about this, but not a lot, that they will continue to host the show for at least the next 2 years. And then they will make the decision on what happens after that. But each year they do 26 half-hour episodes. And, again, Bob's been doing, this is the 50th anniversary of Texas Country Reporter. So congratulations to Bob and Kelly on that. And, of course, as I said, congratulations as well on the pending sale. I guess it's not pending. I think they've already taken over, as a matter of fact, to Texas Monthly. I couldn't be happier for you guys, and it couldn't happen to any better people. So look forward to seeing where that goes moving forward. All right, that's pretty much it for me. Again, one more question or one more favor this morning before you go. If you can, you got the time, give us a thumbs up. Yeah, it's just a like in Facebook terms, because that's how these things work. The more thumbs up or likes you get, the more you're going to get the ability to spread the word about what's happening with Dan's at Home updates. And again, my promise to you, I'm going to try really hard to try to get in here every day and get this done so that we can get back to doing it on a regular basis. Also remind you too, lots of other ways you can keep up with what's going on across Southeast Texas. Of course, the KFDM Facebook page, also on Twitter, my handle, Morning TV Dan. And then if you go to YouTube, you can subscribe to the Dan's at Home channel, and you'll be able to see all of our updates from the house. We'll give you a notification if you want. I'll let you know when we are doing our updates. And again, appreciate your time this morning. I hope you have the time to get out and enjoy your day, and we will look forward to talking to you again tomorrow morning, bright and early.